As you know, boardrooms can have a dark side. CEOs who are even performing, meeting their metrics, can be fired. In the next few minutes, we'll discuss 4 boardroom dynamics that silently kill your momentum, but we'll show you how to turn your boardroom into your greatest asset. The hidden roles of the boardroom. You're just not the king. You might be the general manager. With the board, you have authority and governance that you need to pay attention to. Yes, you're the CEO of the organization, but your board should be a board that is there to support your success, support the organization's success. The shareholders are expecting them to bring governance and expertise to you, the CEO. Another hidden role of the boardroom would be the politics of the boardroom. Understand the makeup of your board. Maybe you even appointed those board members, and over time they enjoy your results, but politics can play a relationship of what's happening outside of the boardroom with the board members, how that legacy of relationship can affect your performance or the overall organization's performance. The first dynamic to undermine you as a CEO from the board would be misaligned power centers. When your strategy is being slowed down by a board member, make sure they understand with clarity what you want to do and why you want to do it. As a board member, give them good input. Listen to their reasonings and come together with a mutual way that you're both going to be successful in governance and in outcomes. The second dynamic that the board can have in undermining the CEO would be around the silent resistance. They hear you, they see you, but there's not good conversation. And then when the boardroom clears and you get that call one-on-one from the board of director, that's your chance to listen because they truly wanted to support you and have the organization meet its goals and have strong success. The third dynamic around undermining the CEO from the boardroom would be around succession planning. The CEO probably has a succession plan, has developed the leaders, understands who inside the organization would be a good replacement for the CEO, and we're looking for the board to be ahead of that thinking, not just looking inside the organization, but outside the organization. And how can that uncertainty lead to poor performance inside the executive team or even the greater organization would be leaving those kinds of decisions unknown. Bring the public, share as much as you can about when you as a CEO might be retiring, when you feel like you need to move on. Be proactive in that as the CEO. Don't let the board be sneaking around hurting you, but helping you. The fourth dynamic that undermines the CEO from the boardroom is around the lack of strategic framing. When you have a great idea, ensure that the board has received prior to the board meeting your one-page overview of what is the idea, why is the idea great, and the results you expect from the idea. Let the board have the time to think about it before the board meeting. Get their input during the meeting, follow up after the meeting, and potentially have them more into your idea than you started with. Bring those great ideas to the board and ensure you're getting the right framework for strategy to drive results. Great ideas presented poorly typically do not get the results, the buy-in, and the clarity that you're seeking. To have great framing of your strategic ideas, preamble that with the board. Have the people you know that are experts on the subject of your strategic framing bought into it before they come to the meeting. Have them engaged, know that they're on your side, run your ideas by that board member that you trust on that particular subject, and have them be your ally as you're in that boardroom. So as we discuss those 4 dynamics from the boardroom that can cause the CEO to feel in a dark space or not to have positive interactions with its board, let's move to how can we win at the boardroom. Winning in the boardroom is looking at each of your board members and understanding their strengths and weaknesses. Why did they have the thoughts and why did they share what they share during your meeting, before your meeting, and after your meeting? They are trying to add value. It's our job as the CEO to listen and cultivate a relationship with them where we're constantly adding value to each other, because the shareholders expect nothing less than the best results possible. Working with each director and then as a team is differently. The difference between the team could be the team dynamics, who is dominant, who is the intellectual in the room, who is the verbal person of the board, and how do you make all those team dynamics, and do you plan that just like you would any meeting that you have out there with your own team, with your clients? How do you plan to get the best out of your board? They are there to support you. Plan to get the best out of them. Using AI could be another tool that you haven't thought about recently. Plan your agenda using AI. Let AI and the way you use artificial intelligence cause your agenda to possibly be in a different order so that you get the best of the results from your board when they're crisp and clean in the morning. You might have a longer explanation or a presentation from one of your team come in later in the day, because they know they will be excited to present to the board, given an opportunity to interact with the board. But using AI can allow you to set the agenda, give background and research that is very quick. You and your chief of staff can put together an AI tool that gives your board research before the meeting in a much quicker fashion. Another way would be to run simulations using artificial intelligence. What are the decisions you're trying to make? The AI tools that are available today to the CEO around decision making, decision trees, organizational dynamics, and how to add board members, all those tools are available to you through artificial intelligence. Listen, if you're not careful, the boardroom can either be your launch pad or your trap. The choice is yours. Our community gives you the resources you need to turn your boardroom tensions into action plans that have positive results. If this sounds like a problem you're currently facing, visit the link below. Thank you.